on what happened there in the last 6 seconds of a tough loss to the Washington
competitor.
Wizards.
You know, the end of
obviously, Steve, it's a game of inches, and so many things were wrong, I guess, in the last few possessions. How frustrating of a loss is that when it was right there in your fingertips?
Yeah, 3-point lead with under 20 seconds to go. You got to close that game out, and obviously, Beal made a huge shot, and then we just couldn't convert. On the next play. So tough loss. It's always 48 minutes that matter. So it's not just one play. It's a whole series of plays. It felt to me like we weren't ready to go in the first half. We just played a very poor first half, defensively especially, and we didn't pick up our energy until second half. And even though we controlled the second half and took the lead and had a chance to win, those 24 minutes in the first half, I thought came back and bit us.
Steve, I don't know if you saw the look on Damian Lee's face, but what did you think about the split second decision making at the end?
Well, it's a tough play. He's got an opening, but he's got a guy coming over to block the shot, so he knows there's a two-on-one on the backside. So you got two shooters on the backside, and if he can deliver the pass, then sure, that's the right play. But I've been there. It's a very frustrating position to be in, when you have a play at the end and it doesn't work out. So, we're all going to lose sleep tonight. I'll lose sleep. I'm sure Damian will. I'm sure all the guys will. It's a really, really tough loss, but we gotta bounce back. We got another game tomorrow night.
The Beal three was kind of off a scramble situation, but was there any thought at all to fouling up three, at the start of that possession? Well,
there were I think 19 seconds at the start, and so we did not want to foul at that point. It's we usually do it later in the clock, kind of under 10. But that offensive rebound obviously killed us, and so yeah, there are a lot of things that went wrong, and that was one of them.
This has kind of been a season of there's been late games, losses for you guys. I can think about the Charlotte one and a few others. How much when you're thinking about this season, do you think about some of those late game moments?
Yeah, they all hurt. This has just been a rough go in many ways. It feels like there are 4 or 5 games that we've left out there that we could have or should have won, and there's not a whole lot we can do about that now. So we got 20 games to go, and we got to pick ourselves up and come right back tomorrow night.
Steve, how bad did their bigs hurt you? Lopez and Lynn come on for 35 points. It looked like they had their way inside.
Yeah, in the first half especially, Monty, our defense was terrible. It was terrible. And that was the big issue in the first half, our lack of energy. We weren't pulling over from the weak side. We weren't playing with aggression. We weren't playing with any physicality. And Lopez in particular really killed us. We did a much better job on him in the second half.
Do you think that some of your guys are having an issue threading the needle between physicality and fouling or not fouling?
No, I thought for the most part we did a good job of defending without fouling tonight. 24 free throws is not a huge number. It's it's kind of a solid number, and obviously the one at the end hurt, but it happens. But I thought the fouling was not the issue tonight. Just overall lack of aggressiveness in terms of our weak side defense in the first half was really the problem.
I know it's not really kind of a night for positives, but that second unit at the start of the fourth, I think we're down 6, and handed it back to Steph up 4. Do you feel like you're finding maybe a little bit of a rhythm with that group?
Well, I hope so, Anthony. They did a great job. they came out and hit Washington with a quick 6-0 run to force the timeout, and we were in pretty good shape. As you said, when we turned the game over, to our closers, and we just couldn't quite get it done.
Following up on that question about the bench, you've talked a lot about the importance of combinations and figuring those correct pairings out. What about this second unit do you think complements each other nicely to be able to string together strong minutes?
Well, we've got a good pick and roll combination with Jordan and James. James scores the ball pretty well, with that unit because of the spacing with D. Lee playing at the 4 and Bays and either Andrew or Kelly. So the group complements each other pretty well.
Welcome back to Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota. Bonte Hill, Jennifer Azzi, Darrell Wright. And we're going to take a look at that last play with Damian Lee. Draymond Green at the top of the key, looking for a cutter. Steph coming off a curl here. Darrell, explain what you see here.
Well, I see from the go a great play, a great, last-minute situation. D. Lee cutting hard. Maybe we should have went up strong and just lived with going to the free throw line and trying to, tie the game and go up one right there. But that's a tough one right there.
That is a tough one. And even though he did have 2 shooters on the backside, Wiseman probably should have cut also. I mean, they all should have been, I think, going towards the rim because, when you're down 1, you want to get